Hey everyone, so Michael back here again. What I have done is I have went ahead and I have taken out that hard drive for the PlayStation 3 and I have put another hard drive in there. So now we are just getting ready just to boot things up. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here we are. Connect the controller using a USB cable and press the PS button. Obviously, I am already connected with a cable here. Let's go ahead and hit that PS button. It's going to need to format the hard disk drive, right, in order to be able to start using it. So the first thing here is it says, hey, the system software cannot be run correctly. Hit the PS3 button to try to restart the system. If the system cannot be restarted, the system partition must be reformatted and you must install the system software. So connect a storage media that contains update version 4.75 or later, and press the start and the select buttons at the same time. So basically what it is saying here is that it does not know what's kind of on the hard disk. It needs us to be able to format it and to install some new software. Now, there's a couple of pages on Sony's site that describes the different types of firmware, and you can download those. And what we're going to do, since there's no real reason to not go to 4.88, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to 4.88. And basically this process is not very hard. You're going to simply go to Sony's PlayStation's website. You're going to download the 4.88 update. You're going to put it on a folder that has PS3/update, and then the name of the file is PS3 updat.pup. Once you do that, it's going to be time to put that into your PlayStation 3. Here is mine. I'm getting ready to put this in there, so I'm going to put this in one of the open USB ports. And one thing to note before we actually try this, keep a copy of the official firmware 4.88 just on an extra USB drive. I know you can get those for like pennies pretty much. You could do that and that will save you a ton of time later on. Okay, so we know that the partition's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to press the start and the select button at the same time. All right, now it's going to this checking screen. Please wait. And it's just looking at any available USB drives and looking to see what's actually on that drive. So it should find our update here in just a second, and it will say 4.88. But it says the system partition will be formatted. We do definitely want to do that. So we're going to press and hold the start and the select buttons for 5 seconds. Okay, so now it is at the checking stage. And at this point, it has found the data and it's going to be getting ready to format that hard disk drive. Now, I put the 1 terabyte, as you could see from the previous video, in here. So let's just go ahead and finish following the prompts here, and hopefully we'll have this PS3 on the latest 4.88 firmware and be able to go from there. Like I said before, I would heavily recommend going ahead and just updating to the 4.88 version. There's no real reason, in my opinion, to stay on some of that older firmware, especially because at least now, a lot of the different custom firmware options that are available, they're all for 4.88. So you might as well do that, get the full benefits of using the very latest software. But they're not really releasing, and also they're not really releasing games at the moment for the PS3. I think there was maybe like one game released like over the last month or so. So So typically you had to update to the latest versions in order to play some of the newer games. And previously in the PS3 scene, there was a lot of games that we had to fake that it was a later version than what it really was, or that the game, was running on a version that it really wasn't running on in order to get that to work. Okay, so for 1 terabyte, it didn't really take a whole lot of time for that format. Okay, so 4.88, this is official firmware. I'm going to go ahead and hit the PS button. Okay, we're going to accept that. So we're going to go accept here. We're going to go to X to start the update. And now we're back to a bit of a waiting screen as it finishes installing that to the hard disk drive. Okay, so it lost the signal there. I can't recall that happening many times in the past when I have done an update such as this, but maybe everything's okay, and it kind of looks like it from there. Okay, so press the controller using the USB cable. There we go. And now we got to go through some of this initial setup. So we're going to go English. We're going to go yes here because we are connected via HDMI. But you should be able to see now. Let's go up to Pacific time. And we're just going to leave all this just like it is. It's a big waste of time to actually go through there and fill out all that information. So for the name here, let's just go ahead and put in MB Crump. Okay, that name looks great. We are going to take all of those initial settings here. We are not going to connect this one via wireless. I will plug this one into the internet manually once I am ready for that. Okay, so there is our great warning screen, which will probably be disabling shortly. And there again, there is our great and wonderful Grand Theft Auto 5 disc. Okay, so we are in there, and as you can see, all of those old messages, those are all completely gone. Now, if we go into our web browser history, again from that last video, it's going to be clean. All right, so that's it. There's only one URL in there. We're going to close that up. We've got our Grand Theft Auto in here. There's nothing else except for our flash drive. There's our photo gallery. And now inside of the settings here, we're going to go System Settings. And we're going to go down to our very favorite spot. And that is going to be System Information. Okay, so for the system information, we're on 4.88. The IP address, again, we're not connected. And there we have some free space, which is wonderful because it is 828 gigabytes. So I believe this system is ready to start moving and hacking to the very latest custom firmware. So I will be plugging this in another video. I'll be plugging this up to the internet in another video, and stay tuned with me as we do this master restoration to a PS3 Slim that I bought for $40. Thanks everyone. Talk to you on the next one. Bye bye.